Today, we are back with another tier list, and the tier list which we will be doing here today is Ash's companions. His best partners and companions he has traveled with throughout all the different regions over all the years. We followed along Ash and his journey. With the tier list right here, we do have it a little bit different than normal. We are missing the top of the top and the bottom of the bottom. We do not have a God or disgusting tier, honestly, because going into this, I don't really think there's one specific partner that should really stand up in the God tier level of stuff we normally put up there. And also, there's none that really deserve to be down in the disgusting tier. So we're going with just a normal tier list here today with S, A, B, C, D, and F. Again, C tier is average, B tier is above average, A tier is good, S tier is really good, D tier is below average, and F tier is just straight up bad. As we go through this, they have it in a random jumbled up order down here. So let's just do it in the order in which Ash traveled with them. So we'll go gen by gen. Starting off with the OG duo, Brock and Misty. I mean, this is one I know for a fact nobody is going to argue with. Brock at the top of S tier, Misty just behind him. I mean, who can argue with that? The original partners, the original ones Ash followed with or traveled around with. Two gym leaders, and one of my favorite parts about Brock and Misty, I love seeing them. I mean, obviously in the beginning, Brock was with Ash all the way up until generation number 4. But in Alola, when they went back to Kanto and Ash battled Brock and Misty, or they had the exhibition matches, you could say, and both of them Mega Evolved. Misty Mega Evolved Gyarados, Brock Mega Evolved Steelix. Dude, that was such a cool throwback scene that we got there that I thought they literally took a field trip to Kanto and went back with Ash's old partners who were gym leaders that battled with Mega Pokemon. It was literally some of the best Pokemon episodes we've ever seen. Those two right there are just cemented in Pokemon history. Some of the biggest legends we will ever have in Pokemon. No question, Brock and Misty up there at the top. Then after that, we have a Tracy. And I mean, Tracy was there for Orange Islands, right? Was it the only time he was there? He might have been there for something else. I apologize if he was and I am forgetting, but Tracy's next up, and I mean, let's be real. He's the most forgotten one of Ash's partners and companions. Now, there's probably some nostalgia merchant out there that's he's my favorite one. I remember watching when I was little, and then it was on Netflix a year ago, and I watched it on there again. He's the best one. I don't care. I'm putting him down there in C tier. He's the most forgotten and forgettable one of Ash's partners. Now, someone might be thinking, oh, because he's so forgettable, you should put him higher to make him not feel bad. I don't care. He's in C tier. Average at best. I mean, he has, to me, I don't really have any memorable stuff that makes him stand out. Brock and Misty, no explanation needed. Tracy, I'm leaving him down there. Then next up, we have generation number 3. Generation number 3 is some of my best memories of Pokemon. It's when I really have first vivid memories of watching the anime. Watching them go through the gyms in Hoenn. Go through the battle frontier. You guys saw me do the opening tier list where we reacted to all the openings. Dude, the openings for Hoenn are amazing. The Hoenn anime is, I honestly credit the Hoenn anime as being one of the reasons why I like Pokemon so much to this day. And the people Ash had with him there, Brock is already up there in S tier. Brock ain't moving. There's nothing that, I know Brock was in multiple regions. He's up there in S tier, no doubt about it. Nothing's changing it from what he did in any other region. Brock's up there in S tier. Look, he's got the drying pan up on his head right there. You see that? Brock has a drying pan on his head. Nothing's going to make Brock get bumped down whatsoever. Then there's May and is Max on here? Yes, he is. Okay, May and Max from Hoenn. Now, honestly, Max was, I'll put him in C, I guess. Max was fine. Again, he was little brother of May. Kind of just added an extra character there. Honestly, didn't feel like we necessarily needed him too much, but it did add some sort of an element to the story and all that stuff. He was too young to have Pokemon and all that stuff, but I'm going to put him above Tracy, though. I'll put Max above Tracy. Max doesn't really have anything going for him. I think you could really say he's fine. But then May. I liked May. Obviously, Max and May both have this situation with Their dad being Norman, the gym leader. Watching that battle with that gym, I thought was awesome. That was like kind of part of their story with them. Then May did like what they call it, contests, coordinations, whatever the things were. I remember watching her in those. She had that rival with it was the Roselia as well. I don't remember that guy's name. Then there was to do with the Cacturn or the Cac, or was it Cacnea or Cacturn? I think it might have been Cacturn, if I'm not mistaken. She had like a full fleshed out story with all this stuff there. But my favorite part was, I believe it was one of the last episodes of the Hoenn anime. We had May versus Ash. Blaziken versus Sceptile. That is just, I mean, that was like a perfect way to kind of like wrap up the Hoenn anime. I thought super cool battle right there, and I think May deserves to be up in. Actually, was Ash in one of the contests and they met in the finals and battled? Is that what happened? That might be what happened. Nonetheless, I remember May using her Blaziken, Ash using his Sceptile, and them battling. And also, too, pointing out that May had a partner who was a starter that fully evolved. I mean, is she the only one that had that? Where, while traveling with Ash, she had her main Pokemon fully evolve. She might be the only one. So, May might be border. I might bump May up into S tier. You know what? Do I put May in S tier? I might. I'll leave her at the top of A for now. May might get bumped up to S tier. I will note that. But moving on now, we have Sinnoh. The Sinnoh anime is one of the best animes we've had. We have Dawn as the partner right there. Now, Dawn was one, I believe we saw a decent amount in Journeys. Like, I remember it was the Darkrai episodes, right, where we saw a decent amount in Journeys. And there were some other episodes as well, I feel like, where I vividly remember her with, like, Chloe in the Journeys anime. But Dawn was, like, she was solid. She did the competition and all that stuff. Some people might want her up in S tier, but, like, I'll put her in A. I like May better than Dawn. Again, I do like Hoenn way better than Sinnoh. Like, way better than Sinnoh. It's not even close for me how much I like Hoenn better than Sinnoh. So that's mainly why I'm putting May above Dawn. If someone says Dawn should be up here, I wouldn't even argue it. Like, I would understand that. But personally, for me, I just liked May better. Because, like, again, that battle, I feel like May had a Blaziken that was able to battle with Ash's ace at the time. Dawn had that goofy Piplup. She had a Tobo. You know what? She did have a Tobo. She did fully evolve the Mamoswine. But then she had Ampy. No, yeah, Dawn's in there in A tier. I'm leaving Dawn in A tier. She's in A tier. Solid spot right there. Solid spot right there. Then after that, we have the Gen 5. The worst season of the anime, Unova. Generation number 5. We have Silent and Iris. Now, I mean, as for partners for Ash in the anime, I'd say they're both B tier. For the actual, like, while we were watching Black and White, both of them are B tier for the Black and White anime alone. Although, since then, we've seen a lot more of Iris, specifically in the Journeys anime. So because of that, she's going up in A tier. Now, I feel like people are going to get so mad at where I put Dawn. I feel like people want Dawn. Like, that's one of the ones, like, I've described this before. Sinnoh is like a cult. If Sinnoh is your favorite region, you're a part of a cult. Like, legit. People get so mad if you don't like Sinnoh. And obviously, Sinnoh's honestly my least favorite gen. But, dude, you know what? I am not going to put Iris above Dawn. Because in the anime, I liked Dawn better than Iris while they were with Ash. The stuff we got after the fact, though, while Iris was in the Masters 8 tournament, how we saw her in Journeys, if we're adding that in there, she might even be S tier for me. Iris and her Haxorus versus Cynthia and Cynthia's Mega Garchomp, for me, is one of the best battles we've ever seen in the Pokemon anime. Obviously, you have, like, Ash Alon, Ash Sawyer, Ash Paul, all, like, Ash vs. Kukui, Gladion, all these crazy battles we've seen over the years. Some of the Ash vs. Donde, like, insane battles. That's one of my favorite ones ever. I put it up there, just like those ones I just mentioned are the top of the top. But then just beyond that, I'm putting that Iris Cynthia battle. That was absolutely insane. But do I? See, I don't know. Because, like, one of the cool parts about Iris in Journeys was how we saw her interact with Ash because she was a partner with Ash for years. Should we do that? Should we do that? I think I might do that. I'm going to do that. Again, the reason why Iris is above Dawn is because of how we saw Iris in Journeys. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was awesome. But next up, this next one right here, no question about this for me. The tier, I should say. The no question for the tier. When it comes to actually ranking them within the tier I'm going to put them in, I don't know. We are in Kalos, generation number 6. You have Serena, Clement, and Bonnie. No doubt about it, XYXYZ Kalos anime is the best Pokemon anime we will ever get. No question about that whatsoever. That is undebatable in my mind. As for these as companions to Ash, we have Brock and Misty up there in S tier. At the top of S tier. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do this. Serena and Clement in S tier. I don't know if I can put him above Brock, because Brock was with Ash for so long. I think Brock has to be number 1. I think Brock has to be the top one, number 1. Then just beyond Brock, I have to put Serena and Clement. Serena and Clement were perfect. Again, Brock's there because he was with Ash for so long. But Serena and Clement, both of them weren't just side characters to Ash. Look at Max, Tracy, Silent, like some of the lower ones. Like, they didn't really, like, they had stuff they were doing, but they were kind of just there as, like, side characters. I've mentioned this before. When we were actually ranking each anime, when I was ranking the Kalos anime, I explained this as well. But you look at each character that was with Ash, specifically Serena and Clement. They both had their own full fleshed out stories. Serena with the aspect of not knowing what to do, seeing Ash on the news, and then following him because of that, and then going out and doing, like, the contest and all that stuff, being offered by the top lane of the contest to be working with her, saying no to that, deciding to go off and travel and do her own thing, seeing Clement, like, not want to be the gym leader, leave the gym, eventually go back to the gym, then battle Ash, and then at the very end with the Clembot and all that stuff, having to sacrifice Clembot to save the world and all that stuff. Like, dude, there was so much in-depth, like, actual story with them. It was just unmatched by anything else. Like, yes, Misty's awesome because she's one of the OG, but I should maybe add a god tier for the, like, the thing is, like, I want to put them above Brock, but, like, these two are, like, light years above Misty in my opinion, because, like, dude, they both had their own full fleshed out stories, and I thought it was just so entertaining to watch and follow along with. No doubt about those two in my mind of being up the S tier. No doubt about that. Then Bonnie, like, again, she was like Max. She was a little kid. She had Squishy. I'll give her that. But, like, she was, like, it wasn't, she was a little kid. There wasn't too much she could do. There wasn't too much she could really do. She was just a little kid. So it's like, you don't expect, she wasn't having some big, crazy, full, fleshed out story. But, like, she was there enough to where it was like, obviously she was there enough. She was there all the time. But, like, she had enough going on to where it was like, it was solid and it was good. For what her character was, she was good enough. I think that's a good way to say it. She had the Dedenne, was cool to see. Then her with Squishy and all that stuff. So I think top of B tier is a solid spot for her right there. Next up, we have Alola. Alola. If I could live in any region, I would live in Alola. Alola region is the best. The first region where Ash won it all. Now, where do we rank the partners? Now, like, I do have almost like 2 tiers of them, you could say. I'll say she goes there. Do I put her in B tier or C tier? Nah, you know what? I'm sorry. She's going in C tier. I'll put her above Max. Then Big Fatty Sophocles below her. Lana in C tier. Sophocles in C tier. Neither one of those are, like, really my favorites, you could say, from Alola as a whole. They were fine, but, like, nothing against them. I'll just put them at C tier again. C tier's average. We'll just leave them there. But then, like I said, we have Lily, Kiawe, and Mala. How can I not remember her name? I'm drawing a blank on her name. Mallow, my bad. I'm going to put Mallow high up on the list, too, and I can't even remember her name. Mallow, I'll put... Do we put her A tier? Bottom of A tier? I thought they were all... I'm going to put Mallow, Lily, and Kiawe all in A tier. I'm going to put Kiawe above Dawn. I'll put Dawn at the bottom of A tier. I'll put Dawn at the bottom of A tier just because I kind of like the dynamic of Alola with all of them. I got to put Iris below them as well. I can't put... And I might put May below them, too. I'll put May below them as well. I liked the dynamic of all the different Alola people. I'll even bump these two up, actually. I'll bump those two up to B tier. I liked Alola because, it wasn't necessarily, companions following along with Ash. Following Ash along in his journey, like Brock and Misty were at the start. Like Serena, Clement, and Bonnie were throughout Kalos. It wasn't that. Because they were all in one spot. They were all in Alola. They were all going to this school together. And it provided a different dynamic that I honestly really liked. It was almost kind of refreshing, you could say, after kind of a very similar concept with the companions over the years. It added a new different breath of fresh air, you could say, to it. And I really, really liked them because of that. Especially when we went back in Journeys as well. Going back to Alola was really cool to see. I liked the Journeys crew. I really did like the Journeys crew. Some people might be mad about where I'm putting them. Nah, dude, I want to put them above May. I do want... Lily might not be able to... Might not go that high. I'll put Lily below May. But Mallow and Kiawe, I'll put at the top. I like those two right there. Those two are solid ones. I'll put them up in the top of A tier right there. Then the last one. This one, dude, people hated on so much. Journeys. Chloe and Go. Chloe, I'll admit, she was fine. I'll put her at the bottom of B tier. She didn't really do much. She had her Eevee, trying to figure out what to evolve it to. And I don't think she ever evolved it, did she? There was really nothing there with her. So she might even be C tier. You know what? Chloe might actually, yeah. Chloe, I'll put you down in C tier. Bottom of C tier. Yeah, you know what? She wasn't even really a companion of Ash, really. She was just kind of there. I'll put her at the bottom of C tier. I'll put Chloe at the bottom of C tier. But then we have Go. Go is, honestly, I think the most hated on of Ash's companions. People hate on Go so much. I liked Go. I thought Go provided a cool dynamic to the anime. We had Ash, who did all the battling. Ash was about becoming the world champion in Journeys. Then, on the other hand, we had Go. And Go was just catching everything. And I enjoyed watching him catch everything. Because, Go was kind of new to Pokemon, you could say, and going through and doing everything. And Ash was, this experienced dude that was going through and doing all this stuff and going through all the different regions for years. And we saw throughout the Journeys anime, Ash and Go traveling to all the different regions. Ash going back and meeting old people he had met in the past and, Go, learning about this stuff and seeing these Pokemon for the first time. I really liked seeing that. I thought it was a really cool dynamic there. I'm going to put... Do I put Go at the top of A? No, you know what? Go's going right there in A tier. Go's going to go below May. There's one thing I have against Go. There's one single thing I have against Go that genuinely pisses me off. Go was Ash's boy in Journeys. He was his only real companion, you could say, during Journeys. Again, Chloe doesn't really count, I don't feel. It was Ash and Go during Pokemon Journeys. Go was with Ash the entire time, did all this stuff together. Go was there when Ash did all the different battles and all that stuff. Ash was there when Go was catching all these different Pokemon. Then we come to the end of this story. We have the big climax battle at the end. Ash versus Leon. Ash is battling the undefeated champion of the world. The biggest, baddest, strongest trainer there's ever been in the world of Pokemon. Ash is battling him in the finals to win, to become the world champ. His boy Go should be there, right? Look at Brock. Brock never missed a battle. Look at Serena, Clement, Misty. They were all always there for battles. Kiawe, too, and all the Alola crew every time Ash was going through and doing all the different battles in Alola and all that stuff. Everybody was always there. I remember in the anime, when we had the big tournament going on at the end of Alola, they had this scene of the whole Alola crew sitting on the hill with all their Pokemon. Everybody was always there watching Ash in every battle he ever did. Then when Ash was there in the biggest battle of his life, was Go there? No. Go was out running around on a wild goose chase trying to catch Mew. Go, you're not going to go catch Mew. Let's be real. I mean, maybe eventually one day, you weren't going to go catch him that day when you left Ash, when he was at the battle to become world champion. That's one thing that's always pissed me off about Go and the Journeys anime as a whole. Like, how can you not have his, like, only companion, like, partner he had the whole show, not be there for the biggest battle? I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. Genuinely thought that was the dumbest thing ever. So, Go, I might start bumping you down even more because of that. Dawn was there! Lily, you were afraid of Pokemon. Yeah, Go's getting bumped down because of that. Sorry, Go. Nah, but you know what? I did like Go. I did really like him. I thought he was good. Everything but that. I'll bump him up. We'll put him above Iris. We'll put him above Iris. And should I put you? I'm kind of having, like, this row right here, A tier. I'm solid about Mallow and Kiawe at the top. And honestly, Lily at the bottom of A. May, Go, Iris, and Dawn. I could put those in any order if I'm being honest. Those four right there, I don't like. Again, Dawn was there. And, Dawn was a good companion. But then I'm like, but Iris, I didn't really like as a companion with Ash during Black and White. She was fine. But then when we saw her in Journeys, it was so good. Then Go, everything about Go was amazing, except he wasn't there for the most important part of the entire Pokemon anime. Then May was solid. And also, too, like her story with the contest and all this stuff, and her battling with Ash at the very end, I really, really liked. You know what? Do I go crazy and start shuffling this whole thing up? I kind of feel like Dawn, like, I want to put Dawn there now. But do I put Go above May? Dawn there. What, Iris here then? Bumping May all the way down to there? I don't know. Like, I can't put May below Iris. But do I put Go above May? I think I like May better throughout the normal series. But but I like May better than Dawn. You know what? I'm just going to leave it like this. Let's just leave it like this for now. Again, Iris should be below them because the only reason I like her is because how we saw her after the fact, not actually as Ash's companion. Go wasn't there for the biggest moment of Ash's career. May, I like because of that battle with Ash at the end. Dawn's just like, as I think, but like Dawn was good. Like a solid companion for Ash. So, you know what? I'm going to call it at that. That is the Pokemon Ash Ketchum companion tier list. We'll run through it right here real quick. Down to the bottom in C tier, we have Chloe, Tracy, and Max. Chloe wasn't really Ash's companion. Tracy, the most forgotten one of Ash's companions. And Max was just, just May's little brother that was just kind of there. B tier, we have Sophocles. Sophocles was a big fatty, worried more about the Malasadas than actually doing anything. Lana, she was fine. You know what? Lana I should bump up, actually. Lana, I'll put the top of B tier. Nah, I don't want to put her above Bonnie. I'll move Lana above Clement. Clement was fine. He was like the connoisseur of all this stuff. He was a gym leader. He was fine. Again, the Black and White one wasn't that great as a whole. Then Lana right there. Lana was fine, part of the Alola cast and crew. Bonnie I like because she had Squishy and all this stuff and being Clement's little sister. Then in A tier, we have Lily. Lily was fine. Again, I just kind of like the whole Alola crew. They're kind of like, I view them almost more so as just being together rather than being separate, if that makes sense. Then Iris. Iris was fine as Ash's companion during Black and White. I really like Iris though, after the fact in Journeys, but because it's after the fact, we'll put her down there. I won't rank her because of how I view her in Journeys, but because of while she was Ash's companion, like, it was fine, but it wasn't one of the best ones. Go, I love everything about Go, except he wasn't there for our boy Ash at his biggest battle of his life, so gotta knock him for that. May, solid companion, one of the best ones. Dawn, amazing companion, one of the best ones. Mallow and Kiawe, my two favorite companions from Alola, no doubt about that. Then at the top in S tier, Misty at the bottom of S tier, no one's gonna be arguing about that. Then we have Clement and Serena, like, Kalos is just the best. Kalos was peak. It was the very best. But then I don't think anyone can deny that Brock is up there at the very top as being Ash's best companion. And that'll conclude the Ash Ketchum companion tier list.